Hi! So, in this video, I want to tell you about crypto football. Now, one of the main reasons for that is because it's a blockchain game. It's also a so-called P2E, so play to earn game. And this is a trend I'm following now for the last couple of months, partly because I'm working as a, let's say, social and crypto entrepreneur. So I do want to learn more how blockchain technology as a decentralized database or a ledger is being applied. And one of the recent, let's say, trends and developments is that blockchain is now being used more and more for games. Well, it's like not completely new. I mean, like early blockchain games have been existing now for several years, but now it's kind of becoming a little bit more, let's say, mainstream, a little bit more established, where the idea is that gamers can play blockchain games partly in order to get rewards, meaning that you get, let's say, rewards in a cryptocurrency similar. And here I want to tell you about Crypto Football, which is one of the recent games that has been developed and that's now existing on the market. And why I do think it's a very nice game, almost kind of addictive, and why I think it has a lot of potential for the future. So let's start. So as you can see here on the first slide, it's basically reminds you maybe a little bit of kind of table football when you were in school, or reminds you maybe a little bit of how to say this kind of hockey games or some like other maybe sport games. Like if you look on the design and how it's organized. And at the moment, for example, I'm playing it mostly on my smartphone, so I can just show you a little bit quick. Like basically, it's something like this, so you can. It's kind of very comfortable to play it, so to say. And for the start, like you have like two modes you can do. So the first mode is practice. So this is like training. So you play basically against the CPU. I mean, against the game itself. And the second function is the multiplayer. So it means that you can play against other players. And at this moment, there are not like super many players. So sometimes it can be tricky, like to find another player to play against. But my case is I maybe play, let's say, around 8 to 10 times per day because one game is 5 minutes. So it's a very nice way for me to kind of get relaxed, to take a break, to take a pause. So I maybe, let's say, play one game per hour, or like a little bit before lunch, after lunch, before I go to, to bed and so on. So you can find spots during the daytime when you can play the game, because as I say, it's only 5 minutes per game. So it's kind of very easy to track time and not to spend too much time on gaming. But if you're now, let's say, having a lunch break at your work for like 30 minutes, then you have 5 minutes for gaming, or 10, depending on your preferences and your let's say behavior. And also the case is that in order to play, you need tickets. And at the moment, you get tickets mainly by, let's say, watching advertisements. So like, now you don't have to watch a video. You can just click on the ads, as you can see there in the right corner, and just let your phone be for 1 minute, and then you will get tickets in order so you can play games. And there's also a leaderboard where you can check the amount of goals that players have made, including yourself. And you can check that when you create an account. And when you create an account, you will need, for example, a MetaMask wallet. So MetaMask is very easy to download and install on your internet or on a smartphone, I mean, like on a browser. And then you can connect the game directly to MetaMask. And this is important because if you're now going to game a lot in order to win some money, to win some prizes, rewards, then you need the MetaMask wallet in order to get them paid out, so to say. So just a little bit back to go to the game. One thing I admire, it's like the game is a little bit made as, how to say, so as you can see, there is no referee, okay? And this is a little bit like a mini football, because you only have 5 players per team, not 11. And there are no special, let's say, rules. So basically, there is no like fall, there is no strike or something like that. So the players can either hit the ball or they can hit each other. little bit like in hockey, you can run into another player. And the game is also kind of made a little bit as ice skating. So when players are moving, it's not like they're running, but it's more that they are just like almost like skating, from one point to another or into each other. And there is also one, let's say, particular rule in the game is that the first kicks you make, players are making, are not on, let's say, the full energy. So it means like the first time each team kicks the ball, it's only going to be like softer comparing to after that. And the reason for that is to prevent, let's say, players from scoring from their first shot from, let's say, center of the field. So that's basically one of the few rules in the game. Otherwise, the game is very easy to understand and to play. As I say, it's kind of addictive, to be honest. Now, speaking more about the market and economy and crypto, so now we're into cryptocurrency. So the game has its own currency. It's called balls, like ball and like a cool name. And I'm not sure at the moment about the price, but if you go like to Coin Market Cap or something similar, you can always check it, the price like of balls compared to American dollars. And as you can see, the idea is basically this is the currency for the game. And you can get rewards, or you can spend balls for improving your team or buying, for example, different formations, and maybe some other stuff in the future, because the game now is still in its early phase. It's still kind of a little bit in its test mode. It hasn't been kind of fully developed. So the game has a lot of potential. And this is what I think that's going to happen in the future, that the game is going to get more and more developed and professionalized, let's say. And that also the amount of players is going to increase. The funny thing is, right, at this moment, many players are actually from the part of Europe where I was born. So let's say the ex-Yugoslavia or Western Balkans, like Bosnia, Croatia, and Serbia. And this is partly because the game has been developed by individuals born and living outside of these, let's say, countries, so to say. So this is a very kind of cool thing, because so many players are actually at the moment from Balkans. So that's pretty much that. I think that blockchain gaming is a very fascinating, interesting trend I want to learn more about, partly because I am a gamer on my, let's say, hobby level, my personal level. I usually say I'm like a retro gamer because I like playing PlayStation 1 and I like playing some MS-DOS games from the 90s that I remember from my childhood. And I've also written about that, made some videos, like you can check it here on my YouTube channel, or if you search on my professional page or Medium account. So thank you very much for watching. I recommend you to try out crypto football, and keep on gaming, and have a nice day. Bye. Ciao.